Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify the whole process of creating OData services in SAP. We're going to break down step by step exactly how you can build that all-important bridge from your core SAP data to the outside world.
So, this is the big question, right? You've got all this incredibly valuable, powerful data locked up inside your SAP system. But how do you get it out? How do you securely and efficiently connect it to all the modern web and mobile apps people use every day?
Well, the answer is OData. And it's more than just a tool. It's a standardized protocol that acts like a modern, universal bridge. It's like a common language that lets totally different systems talk to your SAP data, making integration so much smoother.
Here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this process in 5 stages. We'll start by understanding the OData bridge concept, then we'll craft our data blueprint, generate the service framework, code the data engine, and finally, test the whole thing out.
Okay, let's dive in. Before we even think about building anything, we really need to understand the why. Why are we using OData in the first place? What makes it the right choice?
You know, for years, connecting to SAP was kind of complicated. It involved complex, proprietary methods. OData just completely changes the game because it uses standard web technologies like HTTP. This means pretty much any modern developer on any platform can easily understand and consume your data. You're not just pulling data. You're building a secure, reliable, and universally understood gateway.
All right, just like building a house, you can't just start laying bricks. You need a solid plan, a blueprint. In our world, that's a data blueprint. This is the stage where we define exactly what data we want to share and what its structure looks like.
So we kick things off in the SAP Gateway Service Builder, which you can get to with transaction code SEGW. The process here is pretty straightforward. We'll create a project, define our data structures, pick out our key fields, and then save the whole model.
Now, this is super important to wrap your head around. We've got 2 crucial concepts here. An entity type is the blueprint for a single record. Like a work area in ABAP. Then you have the entity set, which is the whole collection of those records, just like an internal table. Getting this distinction right from the start is fundamental.
And here's the best part. You don't have to build this whole structure by hand. You can simply import an existing SAP DDIC structure, like the sales header table, VBAK. The system does the hard work for you and automatically creates the entity type. It's a huge time saver.
Okay, this next step is absolutely critical. You have to select a key field. For our sales data example, the sales document number, VBELN, is the perfect choice. This key is what lets the service find, update, or delete a specific record. Without it, the service just wouldn't work correctly.
With our blueprint all mapped out, it's time to let the system do some of the heavy lifting. We're now going to generate the technical framework, the skeleton, really, that our service is going to run on.
And believe it or not, it's basically a one-click operation. You hit that Generate button, and SAP takes our data model and bam, it creates all the underlying ABAP classes and components. These are called runtime artifacts, which is just a fancy way of saying they're the essential code building blocks the system needs to run our service.
Okay, so we've got the skeleton, but it can't really do anything yet. We need to bring it to life. To do that, we'll head over to the service maintenance transaction, find our new service, and officially register it. This step makes it active and discoverable within the SAP Gateway. And this message right here, this is what you want to see. It means your service is officially registered. That metadata it loaded, think of it as your service's digital business card. It tells the rest of the world what it is and what kind of data it offers. Our blueprint is now a real, live service.
So the framework's there, the skeleton is registered, but it's still just an empty shell. It doesn't actually pull any data yet. Now we get to the fun part. We're going to build the engine, the actual ABAP code that goes and fetches our data.
So how do we do that? We head right back into our project in SEGW. From there, we'll dig down into the service implementation for our entity set. We're looking for the getEntitySet method. That's the one we'll redefine in the ABAP workbench to add our own custom logic. This is where the magic really happens. Inside this method, you just write a standard ABAP select statement. You're just pulling the data you need from a table like VBAK and passing it into a special parameter. This is the code that actually fulfills the data request from the outside world. All right, the engine is built, the code is in place, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's take this new service for a test drive and see it all in action.
But hold on, before we do that, there's one tiny but super important final step. We have to go back to the service maintenance transaction and click Load Metadata one more time. Why? Because we just added a bunch of new code and we need to tell the gateway about it. Don't skip this or it won't work.
Okay, now we're ready. From that same screen, we can launch the SAP Gateway client. This tool is your best friend for testing. All you have to do is select the entity set you want to retrieve from the list and hit Execute.
And boom! Look at that! A status code of 200, which means success, and a response body filled with real live data, straight from your SAP system. That right there is proof that our OData service is fully configured, coded, and ready for action.
So, let's just do a quick recap. We followed a pretty logical path, right? We started by crafting the blueprint, our data model. Then, we let the system generate the framework. After that, we coded the engine with our own ABAP logic. And finally, we tested our service to see it all come together.
Once you get this process down, it just unlocks so many possibilities for Fiori apps, custom websites, third-party integrations, you name it. You now have the skills to build that digital bridge from your SAP data to pretty much anywhere in Edane. So the only question left is, what will you connect first?